you're just tuning in, I'm so glad you're here. This is episode 1 of my podcast, where today we'll dive into a subject that affects all of us at some point in our lives, the power of starting over. Now, I know you might be thinking that starting over is scary. It could feel like you failed or like you're lost or behind. But what if I told you that starting over is not the ending of something, but the beginning of something brand new? So today, I want you to sit with me for the next half hour as we explore what it's really like to hit that reset button, why it's not something to fear, and how to embrace it as one of the most powerful tools for growth and transformation in your life. Let's get into it. I want to share a personal story. Many years ago, I was at a crossroads in my life. On one hand, I could keep going the way that I was going, where I felt comfortable and familiar, but deep down, I knew that it wasn't fulfilling me anymore. On the other hand, I could take a leap, risk it all, and start over. Let me give you a little bit of backstory. For years, I worked in the banking industry. And if you know anything about banking, it's a world that changes fast. Buyouts, mergers, restructures, all of the things. Well, my company went through a merger, and as a result, the culture shifted. Overnight, I felt like the place that I had grown comfortable in, the environment where I had built so many relationships and given so much of myself since the age of 19, I was then 36, wasn't the same. Suddenly, the people that I used to see every day were gone. The policies changed. The environment, everything, the energy changed. I found myself asking a question I never thought I'd ask. Do I even belong here anymore? At first, I tried to push through. I told myself, this is just how it is. Don't rock the boat. But the truth was, I felt out of place in what used to feel like home to me. And that's when it hit me. Sometimes life doesn't ask if you want to start over. It decides it for you. That merger pushed me into a season of reflection, and I realized I had 2 choices. Stay in a space that no longer fit who I was becoming, or step out into the unknown and create something new. Now, in that moment, though it was scary, it showed me something powerful. Starting over doesn't always look like you choosing change. Sometimes change chooses you. But the question is, what are you going to do with it? Do you risk it and hold on to the old, or do you lean in and trust that the new might actually lead you to something better? At first, the idea terrified me. What about the time I'd already invested? What about the people who were watching me, expecting me to succeed? What about the voice in my own head that said, you can't just throw it all away? But here's the thing. Sometimes you don't throw your life away when you start over. You reclaim it. You pick up the pen and write the next chapter on your terms. In that moment, I realized that fear of starting over was really just my fear of stepping into the unknown. I decided to opt out of staying with the company and pursue a career in the entertainment industry. A complete career change. Talk about a pivot. So, if you've ever been there, or if you ever felt like starting over meant losing everything, I want to challenge that today. Because starting over isn't about loss. It's about positioning yourself for what's next. Okay, let's break this down. What does starting over actually mean? First, it does not mean you failed. And I talked about this in my intro podcast. Failure is giving up. Starting over is trying again, but with wisdom. Second, starting over is not about erasing the past. It's about carrying forward the knowledge of the past into your brand new chapter. And third, starting over is courageous because it takes a lot of guts to admit this is not working for me anymore and to have the strength to pivot. So when you think about starting over, don't think of it as falling backwards. Think of it as stepping forward into your brand new path. So let's do a little Q&A. These may be questions that you may have if you're going through a similar situation. Number one, how do I know when it's time to start over? This is actually a really good question. You'll know when the cost of staying in the same place is greater than the fear of changing. When your peace, your joy, and your sense of purpose is being drained day to day, it's time. Question 2, what if I lose everything I work for? Listen, you don't lose it. You carry it with you. Think about it. The skills, the lessons, the wisdom, that stuff doesn't disappear because you step into something new. If anything, you're going in stronger because of all of that knowledge. Question 3, what do I say to people who don't understand why I'm starting over? This is the question that I struggle with when I left that corporate job years ago. People would say, girl, I can't believe you leaving that good job. You're leaving all that money on the table. You don't owe anybody any explanation. This is your life. This is your journey. If anything, let your actions speak louder than your words. It may not make sense to people. It only needs to make sense to you. Remember that. Here's what I want you to remember. Every ending is a beginning. Every closed door is just pointing you to the next one. Think about nature. Trees don't fight to keep old leaves. They shed them so that new ones can grow. And you're no different. You're allowed to outgrow jobs, relationships, environments, even versions of yourself. Starting over is not a sign of weakness. It proves that you're brave enough to live a life that feels true to you. Okay, let's get practical. Here are a few tools that you can use if you're in the middle of starting over or even just considering it. Number 1, journal prompts. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? And if fear wasn't an option, what would I do next? Number 2, morning reset routine. Start your day with one small action that represents the new you. A walk, meditation, a healthy meal, or even just writing down one goal. Number 3, check your circle. The people around you matter. Surround yourself with people who support your reset, not those who hold you hostage to the old version of you. Number 4, take baby steps. You don't have to change everything overnight. One small step each day toward your new chapter adds up. These tools are not about perfection. They're about momentum. Small actions that build the foundation towards the new version of you. As we wrap up episode 1, I want you to remember this. Starting over is not the end of your story. It's the moment you take back the pen. It's the point where you stop letting life happen and start creating the life that you want. So wherever you are, whether your fresh start is by choice or circumstance, take heart. You're not forgotten. You're not behind. You're being prepared for what's next. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. And if today's message resonated with you, share it with someone who could use some encouragement. Don't forget to subscribe, review, comment, and connect with me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Be blessed.